Hey everybody, it's Tiffany from Range Master, and I'm back with another amazing episode of Meet the Trainers because I have one of the OGs, ladies and gentlemen, the incomparable John Farnam is
Well,
kind
thank
enough to
you.
share some of his time with me
Yeah.
today. John, I just love you so much, and I'm so glad you're doing this again. Thank you
Well,
for
I love you
everything.
too.
We're so excited to have you back. Welcome back.
Well, thank you.
And you're reprising your class on instructional development this year.
Yes.
But before we talk about that, I can't imagine there's anyone at TACCON who doesn't know who you are. But just in case, let's go ahead and have you introduce yourself, John.
Well, I'm John Farnam, and I am a deputy sheriff here in Colorado. But most of my time is spent traveling around the country and around the world, teaching the art of defensive shooting and firearms and defensive lifestyle in general to students. I work with police departments, and also work with non-police, and been doing this for a number of years. And all those who know me well know I never had an original idea in my life, but I'm I'm happy to steal all the good ideas from my colleagues and and roll them into a package and present it to my students. And so, uh, as long as I can persuade people to pay me to do what I'm sure I'd be doing, even if they paid me not to do it, I'll probably keep going.
Well, that is not a bad life. Let me tell you, to get paid to do what you would do even for free, that's living the dream, John. We all want to be like you when we grow up.
Well,
Uh,
I'm sure we've known each other for a long time, Tiffany, and I'm sure you know that I would make a poor employee. Uh, if I were an employer, I would never hire me.
Well, I don't know. I might beg to differ with that one, but at the very least, we all have you to thank for blazing such amazing trails
Well,
for
thank you.
the private training, I guess if I could call it an industry or community at the
Yes,
very least. And you're one of the very first itinerant trainers in the private sector.
yes.
So a lot of people are standing on your shoulders and are eternally grateful to you, which is
Well,
why I'm so excited that you are teaching your classroom block on
yes,
instructional development. So you're going to talk a little bit with all of your decades of experience about what it is to be an instructor and how to be your best instructor. Is that right?
yes. It's important to me at this point in my career, my life, that I have influence, or as much influence as I can have, on the next generation of instructors, maybe the next two generations of instructors. And so I do a lot of instructional classes, and this will be one of them. Uh, and I'm going to try to share with my students uh, the lessons I've learned, uh, and I hesitate to use the word secret. There's not much secret to it, but the what I find to be effective and what I find to be less effective in teaching. And so that's the subject of my class. It's a lecture class this year,
Mhm.
and that'll be the subject. I'm going to be working with young instructors, and maybe I can help them avoid some of the mistakes I made and continue to make, and help them uh, carry this art forward and preserve it and refine it. And as I say, we brought it this far in my generation, and now we're handing it off. And so we're trying to. I'm at that point in my career now.
Well, you've certainly earned a day or two off, John, if that's what you want to take. That's for sure. But I would venture to add, even if you're not actively teaching in a formal setting, if you're not offering open enrollment classes, I would still strongly encourage you to come and hear John's talk on what it is to convey a message, to offer information that is
Yes.
instructional in nature. You don't have to be a certified instructor selling classes to benefit from some of the lessons that Mr. Farnham has learned over his long and storied career. So you are
Well,
very
we're
kind, sir, to share that information with us. Thank you.
thank you. I think we think all need to think of ourselves as instructors. We're all influencing people all the time. And I know I have a lot of my proteges will say, well, when I'm in the class, I really hesitate to say something because I'm not really an instructor. And I always remind them, listen, anything you say is probably an improvement over silence. Uh, it might stick with a student. You might be able to get through to a student in a way that I'm not able to. And I think all of us need to understand it's a small community, uh, and we need to support each other
Absolutely.
and influence each other while, uh, going our own way. You know all the movers and shakers in this art, just about all of whom will be at TACCOM along with me. We don't agree on everything,
Sure.
and we have lively discussions. I hate to say violent discussions, but we have we have lively discussions on a number of issues, which are far from settled.
Hmm.
And I suspect this will all continue with the next generation come in with their opinions. And as technology changes and as circumstances change, uh, we have to adapt.
Yes.
In the end, the goal of the student and the instructor is always the same. It's the improvement of the student. And we forget that at our peril.
Love it. I absolutely love it. Cannot wait to see you in Dallas. And again, thank you so much for sharing all you've learned over these years with us. And it is no small task to carry the baton that you're passing to us. None of us takes it lightly. So thank you for entrusting that to us. And I can't wait to give you and Vicky a great big hug in Dallas. So thanks, John.
And us too. And Tiffany, we owe you a great deal. And
Oh.
I love you and I appreciate all you're able to do to put this together. Far beyond any understanding I have. But we're just so glad you're there.
Well, I appreciate that. My job is to make Tom and Lynn's life easier. So hopefully I am accomplishing that goal and at the same time making all of the instructors and the attendees as comfortable as possible and facilitating the learning process. That's really my goal here. So thanks again for all you do, John.
Thank you, dear.